some of these lovely little rings using the Couronne stick. So a Couronne stick is something used for lace work, and it's a French word. I don't know, not sure what it means, but hey. And it's a gradiented stick. You can use a knitting needle. I've seen people using knitting needles, but I got Harvey to make these on the 3D printer, so they will be available in the shop. But they're sort of, you can do any shape, and the beauty of these, rather than the ring, is that you can manipulate these into various different colours. So they were used on lace work or stump work and things like that to just add dimension. White work as well, I know they were used on. So I'm going to use this side. I'll just pop that in there because my desk's on a slant and it wants to keep rolling back down there. So you want some thread, yarn. I'm going with a bit of a green theme for what I want. And what you've got to imagine is you've got to think, I'm going to go round my stick a couple of times, 3 times, and then I want enough to be able to stitch over it. So let's just, you'll need a tapestry needle, a blunt tapestry needle. I'm just going to thread that up. That's out of the way. And we're just going to be working with one strand. So I hold mine in my palm like that, but you might have a different way. You might want to use it that way. There's no rules, no rule book here, but I'm just going to give you the basics, then you can kind of develop your style if you like. So I'm just going to go hold on to that bit of thread, give myself a little bit of a tail, and I want to wrap mine round once, twice. I'm going to go 3 times. Have a bit of a chunkier ring. Okay, so where it's, don't wrap it too tightly, but also don't make it too loose, otherwise you start to lose control of it. Excuse me. So where I start is where I've crossed the 2 threads. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and under all 3. Hold on, let's get that out of the way. All 3 of my wraps, and I want my thread underneath. We're going to create a buttonhole or a blanket stitch, so that is gone that way. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to come down next to it and making sure my thread is underneath my needle. So you're creating that blanket stitch, buttonhole stitch. So underneath your 3 threads, yarn around the back of your needle, or thread around the back of your needle, and pull. And you want to butt it right up to the previous stitch. So you're going under, under, just thread behind, pull, and make sure it's buttered up to that. And do you see we're creating, see if it'll focus, that buttonhole thread, look, stitch, sorry. So you're going to carry on doing that all the way around. What you'll find, if you've got a twisted yarn or thread, it'll start to twist up, because that's just the nature of how these work. You sort of going round, so you're wrapping it. So you'll need to keep untwisting. I just hold up my stick and let the needle drop, and that'll untwist it. And I'll show you what I mean well, on this one. See, this one, I didn't untwist it, so it went all bobbly and knobbly. So you need to make sure that you are untwisting. Okay, so I'm going to go around the whole of my stick, and then I'll come back to you. Someone's trying to ring me, of course, so I'll do that while I'll answer that in a moment. So yeah, keep on going all the way round. Okay. Till we get to here. I'll come back when we've done that. I did want to mention, when you're going around your stitching, your hoop, keep it nice and neat against each other, but you want to try and make sure that your knot on the stitch is in the same place. Okay, so I want to keep mine at the bottom because it might try and twist around. Okay, oops, let's get rid of you. You can put that and stitch over it, but you'll find that your little ring gets thicker. But sometimes you could just manipulate your thread. Can you see it's wanting to go up? So you want to make sure you are keeping your thread in the right position. You're not. So it might need a bit of a wiggle and a jiggle. Okay. Also keeping the same amount of tension. Oh, I've gone through my thread there, so I'm going to have to come back. Yeah, keep the same amount of tension, because what will happen is you will start to get a big loop and then a very tight loop. So you don't want to be, you want to try and make sure that you are keeping the same tension the whole way around. I'm just going to loosen those off because they did go a little bit tighter. There we go. Okay, so I'll be back when I'm right around there. Whoops, I nearly forgot. I was that involved. So nearly at the end, nearly met my first round of stitches. Well, my first stitch. I'm not going to worry about this little tail. Just going to carry on stitching, because that'll get just locked in anyway. Okay, so I've kept my knots, or the top of my stitch, the bottom of my stitch, whatever you want to call it, all in the same position. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that last one in. Oops, I've not gone through. And that'll neatly sit next to that one. And I did think about looking up Couronne. It's I think it's French for crown. Please don't tell me off if I'm wrong. But I went a bit slack here. If you look, my stitches aren't quite butting up to each other. So I was just sort of thinking, oh, I wonder if it makes a difference of the texture. So it does. So I started off really neat and buttered up, and then I just changed and went a little bit and left them a little bit more space, and that looks really quite sweet. Can't get my words out today. So anyway, can you see I've got my knot on my top of my thread or stitch all in the same place? If you want, at this stage, you can manipulate it round and have it that way, or once you pop it onto your work, you can have this way up. I'm going to snip this little tail off because that is well and truly secured into there. Oops. I'm not going to worry about that. Now to finish this off, You can either leave the thread on, as I've done on a few, just so when you stitch it down you're not using another thread, but you need to be going, deciding which is your front and which is your back. I think that one. And then just go underneath a stitch, underneath your, hang on, I can't, hang on, which way around it? I'm going that way. It's all right, just my brain didn't want to work then. So I want to come under there, just under a stitch. Okay, and that locks it in. And then, I'm clanking a bit. Oh my goodness me. Just snip off. And that is your little ring done. And as I say, you can have it flat or you can have it with the top of the stitch facing up or the top or the facing down, whichever way you want. It can be manipulated when you put these together. You can kind of pop them over various different things. You know, it's all for texture on your work. That's all these are for. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that, and don't forget, give me the thumbs up. You know, I do read your comments, even though I don't get an awful lot. And I know sometimes it's hard for me to show you because I'm trying to show you to camera and sort of stitch at the same time. So do kind of bear that in mind. I might make it look a little bit more difficult than it actually is. You know, I'm holding it away from me and I'm not got it close to where I would normally kind of stitch it. So just bear with that. You know, bear that in mind when you're watching the videos, and when you have a go yourself, it's so much easier. So enjoy, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye. Happy stitching.